Operation Devil Hunt, the countrywide crackdown of joint forces, begins in Ghazipur and other areas across the country. Full reports of 6 reform commissions published on Cabinet Division website. Government will implement urgent reforms on the basis of political consensus. Discussion with political parties begins in mid-February, says law advisor. None will be spared involved in attack on students in Ghazipur, says home advisor while visiting victims at Dhaka Medical College. Indian media involved in sponsored smear campaign against chief advisor, says press secretary, urges all to remain calm. BNP will not let interim government fail. It will cooperate, even criticizing government action, says Ruhul Kabir Rizvi. Israeli hostages released in tune with ceasefire deal. In return, 183 Palestinians freed from jail. And in Purbanchal, Dhaka International Marathon 2025 held with the theme Run for Unity, Run for Humanity. Assalamu alaikum, this is Saba Sakhtir Arshi welcoming you to News at 10. You've just heard the headlines, now onto the details. Operation Devil Hunt, the countrywide crackdown of the joint forces, begins tonight to bring culprits to book and maintain law and order. The decision was taken on Friday night in a joint meeting of the law enforcement agencies following Friday's terror attack on the student people in Ghazipur district. The operation is set to start in Ghazipur and elsewhere across the country from today, said a press release of the Home Ministry. Some people were critically injured by the terrorists of the fallen fascists in Ghazipur on Friday night, it said. Law advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul has said they want to quit through holding the election after carrying out fundamental reforms based on a political consensus that are required for holding a free and fair election in the country. He said this at a media briefing at the Foreign Service Academy in the evening, highlighting the key recommendations of the 6 reform commissions. Dr. Asif Nazrul said half of the short-term and immediate actions recommended by the 6 reform commissions can be implemented within a month. Asked about discussions with political parties regarding reforms, he said that the interim government is keen to launch the talks in mid-February. Asif Nazrul said the government has no intention of staying in office unnecessarily.
এখন ওনাদের রিপোর্টের ভিত্তিতে আমাদের এই 6টা কমিশনই আশুকরণীয় এই সরকারের আশুকরণীয় কি সেই ধরনের সংস্কার প্রস্তাবগুলো আলাদা করে আমাদের কাছে দিয়েছেন। আশুকরণীয় মানে কবে করণীয় সেটারও ডেফিনেশন আছে, যেমন জনসংস্কার যে পাবলিক অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশন কমিটি সেখানে বলে দিয়েছেন ওনারা আশুকরণীয় বলতে আগামী 6 মাসের মধ্যে করণীয় এগুলিকে আইডেন্টিফাই করেছেন। অন্যান্য কমিশনের রিপোর্টে বলা হয়েছে আশুকরণীয় মানে আগামীকাল থেকেই শুরু করা যেতে পারে এবং এটা অবশ্যই আগামী নির্বাচনের আগেই এই সংস্কারগুলো করা প্রয়োজন বলে ওনারা মনে করেন। আশুকরণীয়র যে লিস্ট আছে সেগুলির কিছু কিছু ব্যাপারে রাজনৈতিক দলের সাথে আলোচনার প্রয়োজন হতে পারে, আবার কিছু বিষয় আছে এতই মামুলি এতই ছোটখাটো যেটা প্রশাসনিক একটা আদেশের মাধ্যমে করা সম্ভব। আশুকরণীয় যেটা আছে সেটার মধ্যে কিছু ব্যাপারে রাজনৈতিক ঐক্যমত্য প্রয়োজন হতে পারে, এটা আমরা আলোচনা করে ঠিক করব। আর রাজনৈতিক ঐক্যমত্যের লক্ষ্যে ফেব্রুয়ারি মাঝামাঝি সময় থেকে আলাপ শুরু হবে এবং এই ব্যাপারে সরকার দৃঢ় প্রতিজ্ঞ, যত তাড়াতাড়ি সম্ভব এই ব্যাপারে মতকে বোঝানোর চেষ্টা করা হবে। নির্বাচনী ব্যবস্থা সংস্কার কমিশন, নির্বাচন কমিশন নিয়োগ আইন, এটা তো আমরা নিয়োগ আইন ভবিষ্যতের ক্ষেত্রে করার কথা বলেছেন। জাতীয় সংসদের সীমানা নির্ধারণ আইন এটা একটু অ্যামেন্ডমেন্ট করার কথা বলেছেন। গণপ্রতিনিধিত্ব আদেশ একটু সংশোধন করার কথা বলেছে। নির্বাচন কর্মকর্তা বিশেষ বিধান আইন এটা একটু সংশোধন করার কথা বলেছে। নির্বাচন কমিশন সচিবালয় আইন সংশোধন করার কথা বলেছেন। নির্বাচন পর্যবেক্ষণ এবং গণমাধ্যম নীতিমালা পর্যবেক্ষণ ও সাংবাদিক নীতিমালা এগুলি সংশোধন করার কথা বলেছেন। রাজনৈতিক দল ও প্রার্থীর আচরণ বিধিমালা, হলফনামার খসড়া, স্থানীয় সরকার আইন এগুলিকে সংশোধন করার কথা বলেছেন। কারণ ওনারা সংবিধান সংশোধন সংক্রান্ত যেই সমস্ত প্রস্তাব দিয়েছেন প্রত্যেকটা প্রস্তাব রাজনৈতিক দলের সাথে ঐক্যমতের ভিত্তিতে এটাকে গ্রহণ করা হবে কি হবে না সেই ডিসিশন নেওয়া হবে। নিশ্চিত করে বলতে চাই, আমাদের এই সরকারের অযথা সময় ক্ষেপণ করা সরকারের থেকে থাকার বিন্দুমাত্র ইচ্ছা নাই। আমরা অবাধ সুষ্ঠু নির্বাচন নিশ্চিত করার জন্য, রাষ্ট্র মেরামতের ফান্ডামেন্টাল শর্ত পূরণ করার জন্য রাজনৈতিক ঐক্যমতের ভিত্তিতে যেই সংস্কারগুলো অতি জরুরি সেগুলি করার সাথে সাথে নির্বাচন প্রক্রিয়ার মাধ্যমে আমরা চলে যেতে চাই। এটা নিয়ে কোনো রকম দ্বিধাদ্বন্দ্বের অবকাশ নেই।
Chief Advisors, Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam and Deputy Press Secretary Azad Mujumdar were also present at the briefing. The full reports of the 6 reform commissions already submitted to the Chief Advisor have been published on the website of Cabinet Division, cabinet.government.bd today. On August 8 last year, an interim government was formed after Sheikh Hasina was ousted by the students' mass uprising and fled to India. Then interim government formed the Electoral Reform Commission, Police Reform Commission, Judiciary Reform Commission, Anti-Corruption Reform Commission, Public Administration Reform Commission and Constitution Reform Commission. 5 commissions, except for the Constitution Reform Commission, were formed on October 3 last year. The Constitution Reform Commission was formed on October 6. All the commissions were given 90 days to submit their reports. However, that deadline was extended several times. On January 15 days after the deadline, the preliminary reports of the 4 reform commissions, Constitution, Election, Police and Anti-Corruption Commission, were submitted to Chief Advisor. Public Administration and Judiciary Reform Commissions submitted their reports on February 5. These commissions present reform recommendations in the reports. At the same time, they also presented recommendations on what can be done in the short, medium and long term for reform. Besides, the commissions are sending these full reports and recommendations to the political parties and all the stakeholders of July mass uprising. After that, the National Consensus Building Commission will finalize a reform roadmap based on the suggestions and opinions of the concerned stakeholders. Sarjis Alam, coordinator of the anti-discrimination student movement, urged interim government, Home Ministry and police to arrest those involved in the attack on students and people in Ghazipur as soon as possible. He made the call at a rally organized protesting the attack on students and public in Ghazipur today. Terrorists of Awami League, Chhatra League, Jubo League are roaming around freely. These terrorists are threatening my fighters on social media, he added. Sarjis Alam said the terrorists of Awami League, Chhatra League, Jubo League are roaming around. These terrorists are threatening the fighters of July mass uprising on social media. Those who were involved in the attacks on students in Ghazipur will be brought to book, said Home Advisor Lieutenant General retired Mohammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhary. He said this replying to queries from journalists after visiting the injured at Dhaka Medical College Hospital in the morning today. The Home Advisor said of the injured, 5 are undergoing treatment at the Dhaka Medical and the condition of one of them is serious. He is in the intensive care unit. Earlier, Jahangir Alam Chaudhary visited the injured students and inquired about their treatment. Meanwhile, convener of the anti-discrimination student movement, Hasnat Abdullah, and Central Coordinator Sarjis Alam went to Shaheed Tajuddin Ahmed Medical College Hospital last night to see the injured students. They went there at around 3 a.m. last night and inquired about the health and treatment of the injured students. Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam said there are conspiracies in exchange for huge money to portray Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus negatively in global arena through propaganda. Indian media is playing a major role in this regard. He said this at the publication ceremony of the graffiti by G.M. Rajib Hussain over the mass uprising in 2024. The function was organized at the Jatiyo Press Club today. BNP's Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi joined the event as chief guest. Shamilito Peshajibi Porishad Secretary General Kader Gonib Chaudhary and Executive Editor of Doinik Amar Desh, Syed Abdul Ahmed, spoke among others. Ruhul Kabir Rizvi said conspiracies are underway, but the failure of the interim government led by Professor Muhammad Yunus has to be checked. Meanwhile, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam said all have to be quiet during the ongoing situation of the country. All have to remain united so that the fascist government cannot come back, he added. BNP will convene meeting and rallies in the districts from February 11 to next 10 days, centering country's current political situation. BNP Senior Joint Secretary General Advocate Rul Kabir Rizvi informed that some programs will take place later in the divisional towns and metropolis. He stated this at an emergency press conference at Noyapolton's central office of BNP this afternoon. Fascist Sheikh Hasina is hatching conspiracy every day staying in India, Rizvi told the newsman, adding that Awami League terrorists is continuing terrorism across the country. The fascists would raise their head again if these terrorists are not arrested immediately, he added. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami Naib Amir and former lawmaker Professor Mujibur Rahman has said the election should be held as per the people's wishes after completing reformations as soon as possible to remove the mess left by the falling fascist. He came up with an observation today while addressing the Education Shibir Council as the chief guest. The council was attended by the ward presidents and secretaries of the Dhaka South City Unit Jamaat. Dhaka South City Jamaat organized the council at Diploma Engineers Institute in the capital. Dhaka South City Jamaat Amir Nurul Islam Bulbul presided over the council, while its secretary Dr. Shafiqul Islam Masood spoke. Speakers emphasized that everyone should work together to create a Bangladesh free from terrorism, corruption and discrimination so that the former dictatorship can never return.
জুলাই বিপ্লবে গণতন্ত্র মানবাধিকার